Let's talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. So first off, we gotta talk about the visuals, and I gotta tell you, this is probably the best Assassin's Creed game visually that I've seen in a long time. And of course, that's obvious. You would think with the upcoming iterations, they're gonna get better over time. But this game is just absolutely incredible looking. Just the environments themselves are phenomenal. Obviously, you have like the viewpoints in these games that you want to try to get up to. And then when you get up there and it kind of cycles around you and you look at all the trees and the different seasons. I mean, Ubisoft absolutely cooked with this game visually. The character models are pretty impressive. No way is fucking fine. I'm just going to say it right now. Yeah, visually, I just can't get enough of this game, down to just little particles, little physics, things they got going on here. I think Ubisoft did a great job kind of stepping it up with their engine. I believe it's on the Anvil engine, and honestly, the engine is not showing its age at all, personally. With that being said, I gotta be realistic here, and there were some spots where like the character models would look a little bit janky, just during like similar dialogue sequences. But overall, it's pretty top notch. Gameplay wise, I fell in love with this game. It feels more smooth and fast. They definitely killed it with like Nawe's gameplay. You can tell she just moves around like a cat when she's fighting enemies, and her stealth abilities are phenomenal. This is like the first game in the Assassin's Creed series where you get to go prone, and honestly, I don't know why this hasn't been something in the series for a long time. It just feels like something that should have already been there. And I loved having it as an added like mechanic to the game, because being able to just jump in the tall grass and kind of go prone and just crawl around just makes you feel like you're playing like Splinter Cell from back in the day, which is, like I said, I mean, this should have already been in the series, and I think it's totally worth it. Yasuke feels like a tank. But he's got some cool moves. I mean, you can definitely change it up here, and I was a little bit concerned that I would favor one over the other, but there are missions that require you to use one over the other, and you can definitely tell the difference here. Like, Ubisoft did a good job of making you know, like, nah, Yasuke is going to be the hard hitter tank type dude, and now he's going to be the fast cat type character. Yeah, man, I loved just switching it up between them. You know, when I would get stuck on a castle, I'd just switch to Yasuke and I'd run in there and I'd just start mopping dudes up. The stealth, you know, sometimes it leaves a little bit to be desired. I think personally, you know, you play an Assassin's Creed game, you want to feel like an assassin, but sometimes you're just not the high enough level to assassinate an enemy. And there is a cool little difficulty tuning feature where you can turn like guaranteed assassinations on. So if you're somebody who just wants to go in and experience an Assassin's Creed game without having to do all of the RPG stuff, that is there for you. I didn't really turn it on ever. It felt like you leveled up pretty quick in this game, and there's a decent amount of side content to do. I mean, a decent amount of side content to do. And the castles, while they were fun, after a while did kind of feel repetitive, because it is just like, all right, go fight this like general, and then fight this general, and then go get the chest at the end of it. But you might not be high enough level, so you might have to come back to it. But the combat is fun. I love using the different abilities. Like, even like Nawe, I know she's like supposed to be more of a stealth character, but she's pretty good at combat. Like, she holds her own. The parry system in this game is freaking satisfying. Like, it's, I don't know, they really did a great job just getting the timing down with it, and it feels satisfying. The sound design in the combat's pretty incredible. And then when you go over to Yasuke, he's just an absolute monster, and like, I feel unstoppable, which I feel like was the point of like what Ubisoft was trying to get around here, and they definitely nailed it with Yasuke. Like, I just feel like I can do anything with that dude. It's actually funny sometimes when you do like the leap of faith with him, he just falls into like the haystacks, and he's like, oh crap, that wasn't fun, you know. So I think gameplay wise, they did a phenomenal job. Story wise, you know, it's pretty by the numbers. It's a story of revenge. You know, Nawe has a very traumatic event that happens early on in the game, and then she spends the rest of the game kind of hunting down these targets and trying to get revenge on them. So pretty by the numbers. Yasuke's story is pretty by the numbers as well. Obviously, you don't really even get to play as Yasuke till pretty late into the game, about 20 plus hours for me personally. But then it kind of turns into like, I'm going after everybody who betrayed my master type stuff. So pretty by the numbers for Assassin's Creed games. You know, they're usually about getting revenge on people that betrayed you or something like that. So, but there's like this interesting side activity and kind of priority activity for Yasuke, where you do like these flashback missions and you learn a little bit more about these characters and how their story started and how they got to the points they're at. And that's actually what I thought was more interesting than the main story itself, just kind of like This is how Yasuke started off. This is all the training he did. This is how he became basically this awesome samurai. And now it has these similar activities where you do go back and you kind of experience her story just before like the main game started, where she's experiencing things with her father and other people that she knows. Yeah, so like that's pretty much it for the story side. I mean, it wasn't anything that's gonna blow your mind, but I definitely enjoyed it either way. But let's be real, when I play Assassin's Creed, I don't really play them for the story. If I want to play a game for the story, I'll go play like a Naughty Dog game. These games I play to be an assassin and go to these different locations and find all these viewpoints and do all like these little task list things that they have in these games. So I mean, for that, it was worth it for me. So overall, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a pretty damn good game. I mean, the gameplay is where it shines here. I don't really play these games for the story, so that's not gonna blow your mind. It's pretty by the numbers, having to like go and kind of work your way through these like lists of enemies to assassinate and kind of get revenge on these guys for betraying you and hit these viewpoints. If you're somebody who loves Assassin's Creed, definitely you're going to enjoy this one, in my opinion. If you're not somebody who's like big into Assassin's Creed, definitely don't go to this for the story. Just, you know, check it out, wait till it's on sale, or check it out on Ubisoft Plus. I'm enjoying it, still playing it now, even after I rolled credits, just going back and kind of like doing the collectathon thing, just getting all the checklists all checked off. So let me know what you guys think if you've played Assassin's Creed Shadows, if you're enjoying it. Let's talk about it. Peace.